You're probably staring at a dozen ice maker options online, wondering which one will actually survive the hustle of a busy kitchen or a weekend party marathon without turning into a costly paperweight. I get it, spending a few $100s on a machine that ends up collecting dust is the last thing you need, especially when you've got a budget to stretch and a schedule that's already packed. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm going to walk through why the MAXX-IMUM75 might or might not be the right fit for you. First off, this isn't a countertop gadget you pull out for a single cocktail. The MIM75 is a self-contained, Undercounter unit built for commercial-grade output, pushing out bullet-shaped cubes at a rate that would keep a bar stocked or a catering crew moving. That kind of capacity can sound intimidating for a home user, but it also means you're buying a piece of equipment that's engineered to keep running when you need it most. If you've ever tried to keep a large batch of drinks cold for a backyard barbecue and found yourself scrambling for ice every half hour, the idea of a 75-pound daily production might feel like a lifesaver. So, who actually benefits from that volume? The sweet spot is anyone who regularly serves more than a handful of drinks at once. Think small restaurants, food trucks, event planners, or serious home entertainers who host weekly parties. In those scenarios, the bullet cube shape isn't just aesthetic. It melts slower than the typical half-sphere, keeping drinks colder longer and reducing the need for constant ice replenishment. A coffee shop that offers iced lattes during the summer rush, a gym with a smoothie bar, or a wedding venue that needs to keep punch bowls chilled for hours, all of these can extract real value from the MIM75's output. If you're a single-person household or someone who only needs ice for occasional use, the machine might feel oversized. The storage bin holds 25 pounds of ice, which translates to roughly 300 standard cubes. That's a lot of ice to keep in a freezer when you're only making a couple of drinks a week. In that case, a portable countertop model or even a bag of store-bought ice could be more sensible, both in terms of upfront cost and the space the unit occupies. Now let's talk about the day-to-day experience of using this thing. Installation is one of those hidden trade-offs that can make or break a purchase. The MIM75 is designed to sit under a counter, which means you need a dedicated space with a water line, a drain, and enough clearance for the unit's height, and the 25-pound storage bin on top. The manufacturer includes a basic installation guide, but you'll likely need a plumber or a handy friend to connect the water and ensure the drainage is set up correctly. If you're renting or don't want to commit to permanent modifications, that could become a hassle you didn't anticipate. Assuming the unit is installed properly, the actual operation is pretty straightforward. You turn it on, set the desired temperature, and let the machine handle the rest. Within minutes, you'll see a steady stream of bullet cubes dropping into the bin. The real advantage shows up when you're serving a crowd. You can pull a tray of ice, fill a cooler, and keep it topped off without running back to the freezer every few minutes. That continuity is where the commercial rating shines. It also means you won't be juggling multiple small ice maker batches, which can be a real time saver. On the flip side, the machine's water usage is something to keep in mind. Because it makes ice continuously, it draws a constant flow of water, which can add up on your utility bill if you're running it for long periods. In a typical restaurant setting, that cost is absorbed into the overall overhead, but a home user might notice a modest bump. Also, the noise level isn't negligible. The compressor hums louder than a standard refrigerator, and the ice ejector clicks can be heard across a busy kitchen. If your setup is an open-concept space where quiet matters, like a home bar next to a living room, this could be a minor annoyance. Another practical consideration is cleaning. Commercial ice makers need regular sanitizing to avoid any funky tastes or bacterial growth. The MIM75 has a built-in cleaning cycle, but you still have to manually decal and wipe down the water reservoir and the ice chute every few weeks. That's not a massive chore, but it's an extra maintenance step that casual users sometimes overlook, leading to reduced ice quality over time. Looking at the numbers, the MIM75 sits in the mid-range price bracket for commercial undercounter units. You're paying for the heavy-duty components, the larger storage bin, and the ability to produce a high volume of bullet cubes without constant human intervention. If you compare that to a cheaper countertop model that might produce 30 pounds of ice a day, but requires frequent refilling and has a smaller bin, the value proposition becomes clearer for high volume.